Hey, what's up, guys? Back from the deck profile here. You are right, babe. I do say that for some reason. But
shout out.
Yeah, shout out. Shout out to you for sure. But I have a Branded Chimera list here, but it's more suited towards the fire meta. I think this is just kind of the way you want to play it. I'm going to mention a couple of interactive things here that I found through testing. I know a lot of you guys don't like branding content. You know, just it is what it is, but I've been having a lot of fun with the deck, so we're just going to go right on into it. So, without further ado, John, you got that tip card ready for him, dude?
Tip of the day.
The spirit monsters, dude. Shout out to DB1 or 2.
Don't forget your Tsukiyomi. Never.
Never, never. All right. So, I think this is 44 cards? 43 cards? Something like that. So 3 Codals. Of course, I actually ordered my super rare ones of these from OTS 24. This card's, insane. One thing I do want to point out too, I'll get through it. This is just normal, but obviously the 3 Mirror Sword, 3 Gazelle, 2 Baphomet. We are playing the one,
Master
the best,
Tao?
yeah, the Master Tao, the best card in the deck, clearly. But sometimes when you do fuse with this card to avoid draw, you will just inherently search this if you haven't normal summoned, or for the follow-up, you will just search this and not even give a fucking piss about Codal, just because you don't want to get drolled. You want to resolve the Baphomet, and then they can droll you, and then they still fucking lose usually. So
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Yeah, if you guys know that joke. And then we're just playing 2 of the Edge M Chains, of course. I fucking love this card. 2 Albaz. I think 2 is completely fine. I think 1 is a little slim. 3 is way too much. But I think this is completely fine. And then for the one-ofs, the Cartesia, the Kit, the Aluber, and then the best one of in the deck is the Dark Barrier statue.
Sheesh.
So this is kind of what combats the fire meta. So I'll show you the combo at the end of this, in case you guys aren't aware of it, or how to access it or whatever. I'll just show it to you just because it's super fucking easy. But it's very nice because like the deck kind of inherently spits this card out, and then if they do try to threaten it with a normal summon, you never want to put it in the EMZ under the EMZ zones. Sorry guys, I've been drinking. But because they can make Anima and take it, because Anima's a dark. But other than that, you can just spit this card out for free. And then if they do try to threaten it, you can have Mirror Jade for the backup to just get rid of the guy that threatens this. Or you can just, Chimera Fusion, etc. So obviously you'll have more stuff for that. So, and then the last monster in the deck is 3 Finsters, dude.
Best card.
3 Finster. So the Fenrir's is kind of insane to me. The one thing I want to note about this deck, if you guys are actually playing this deck and enjoy it, is the combination of these 2 cards is actually fairly good. You can actually, there's been hands where like you'll open like regular polymerization because you're playing Patchwork, obviously, but like you'll special this one. Sometimes if you're cautious, you won't even search for this, or you won't even use it at all. You'll obviously probably special it, but you can fuse with these 2 for Mud Dragon. And then this will search, and then if they do draw you there, then you're kind of, whatever, but it's just a move. If you have Branded Fusion, then you're just free, but I just want to note that just it being an Earth is very good. One thing you can pen to me, John, is I want to stress the hand traps right now. This is something we're going to talk about, is they're just not very good. I don't think there's any real realm of them I think that I enjoy. Like Joel is very good, Nib is very good, like, that kind of stuff. Bell is very good, but it's just not, like, enough, I feel like. Sometimes, not all the time, but, for me, this is just kind of how I wanted to play the deck, because this deck deals fairly well with full fireboards. So, we're just doing that. So that's the end of the monsters, and then the one of is the Call by the Grave, and then 2 Chimera Fusions, Side of my boy Devin for the 2 the Secret Rare Polymerization Speed Duel. Excuse me. I went down to 2 Patchwork. I was testing 3. I just don't think you need it. I think it's completely fine. And then we are playing the 3 opening, of course, for the Aluber. 3 Super Poly. The one thing about Super Poly is I'm not playing the Ad Ignister Golem in my extra deck. That card just hasn't come up for me yet. But it's definitely there to note. So I did want to mention that. But it's, just there. And then 3 Banded Fusion, of course. 3 Fusion Deployment, and then the last 3 cards in my deck are the Evenly Matched. I think this card is just very insane, especially for this type of deck. So once they go to the full fireboard, you draw your 6 card if you lose die roll. You go to end of battle phase. They have to make a choice. If they have the standard fireboard, which is like Ambler, Whale, Flame Birds with the IP in the back and like the field spell or whatever, however you do it with the Princess and Graveyard, they have to make a choice to either keep one of the fire monsters or, however they do it. But this card lets you play super heavily into the board. Main phase 2, this deck's very good in main phase 2 because of Guardian Chimera. So I just felt like this is like one of the better cards
Shout
to play.
out.
Yeah, because like one thing about this too that I did want to note was you can evenly match them with the if they choose however they choose it realistically. Let's just say they make the best play, okay, and keep probably Flamebird is probably the best play to keep. The Amble Well can go. So if you evenly them, they just have Flamebirds. You'll normal summon Barrier Statue. And then they can't Princess you because it's not a special summon. They can't Princess anyways because this is blocking it. And then you can start fusing into Guardian Chimera to pop the Flame Burge. They can't summon back for it. And then you just take control of the game into phase 2 and then pass to their turn. So that's just kind of where I was at with the deck. I mean, it's just for some reason to me that just seems like the best way to play it. And then for the extra deck, the Extra Dip. Just the Hand Rip Chimera, the Dump Baphomet, of course, the Poidy, the Illusion Beast, the kill
The
for
big boy.
Yeah, this card's insane. I don't even have to explain it. The 2 Guardian Chimera. Shout out my boy Devin for letting me borrow one of his secret rares. I have 1 secret and 1 ultra, but it just looks way better this way. And then the Branded stuff, the 1 Mirror Jade, the 1 Albion, 1 Libellion, 1 Ash, and then the 1 Rinbonds. Rinbonds is super underrated. This card is
Best card.
crazy, dude. Even setting it off of Mirror Jade is like insane. Obviously the 1 Granola Dragon. I think this card's very good. And then the super all targets are just the Garuda and the Mud Dragon. One thing about the Garuda too is if you do make the Granola Dragon, sometimes in your turn you will dump the Garuda just to draw a card. But for some reason it feels off to me because you take the super poly target off of it for the fire matchup. But it depends on what you're trying to do. You could also just send the Dark Barrier Statue if you wanted to. Even though the Baphomet still dumps it, but in the last 2 cards it's just the Typhon, which is a Fiend, which is very important on the SP. These both are just for the turns you don't resolve Branded Fusion or Branded Opening, so this is completely fine. So, is there anything else I missed? Oh, there is one thing I missed. I know everyone's talking about since the fire meta, but I think Monster Reborn is very good. Obviously, you can take the opponent's princess out of the graveyard, but you don't play a fire target because there is no fucking Albaz Fire Fusions. There is a Shadal Fire Fusion, which I actually do have honorable mentions, or I'll play that, or I'll show you guys that once I played at a tournament what I decided. But there's a reason for that. But the Monster Reborn's very good too because if you access the Granganol, you can actually send the Mirror Sword and then Monster Reborn it. But I think Monster Reborn is just kind of insane right now. But just to note, same with the Barrier Statue. I did want to show this combo real fast. It's just going to take 1 second. We're just going to do, this is my hand right here. I'll back these up. Obviously, we're just going to start with the Codal. It low-key should have just been Sword Knight, just so you avoid Droll. Doesn't really matter. Just going to discard the Codal. Search the Mirror Sword. Normal Mirror Sword effects. To summon the Baphomet effects. To search the Fusion and the Gazelle. Okay, so you have 6 cards in hand. You're going to activate Fusion, fuse the Baphomet and the Gazelle. To summon the regular Chimera, okay? And you go Chainlink 1 Gazelle, Chainlink 2 Baphomet, target the Mirror Sword, Chainlink 3 Hand Rip, which is really good. Normally I don't play into the Anima column, but I'm just doing this for the camera space. So we're going to do that. So there is a hand rip at the end of the turn. And then we're going to search for... you could search for Mirror Sword here just to avoid draw. You search for Codal. You can search for fucking whatever. We'll just, for fuck's sakes, just get this. Doesn't even matter. And then, yeah, sorry. And then we're going to add this back. We're going to activate this. Use these two away for the Berfmet dump. Effective Berfmet to dump the barrier statue. Okay. Obviously, the Chimera Fusion can't come back. Still have 4 cards in hand. And you still have the guys. So, obviously, in their draw phase, you're going to take the attention away from the Fusion and Graveyard to summon back the barrier statue. Is going to draw or stand by. You're going to activate Mirror Sword. And you're going to summon the Berfmet again. Which, like I said, we're not going to play into the Impermanent column. Or the Anima column, rather. Then this will, once again, add this or the kit, regardless of whatever your fucking hand is. These two, okay. And then you go, okay. And then still in draw or standby, doesn't really matter. You'll just activate the Chimera. I'm going to put this down here. You still see that?
Yep.
To summon the barrier statue back. So now they can't Fenrir you. This isn't ideal because if they do have a normal summon, they could just crash over this. But one thing about it is the Snake Eye cards are way too small in attack points. They would have to have the Divine Temple that gives them the 1100 attack boost just to kill the barrier statue. And even if we were at that point, you still had 4 cards in your hand before you did this combo, so you would probably have 1 interruption. I was maining 2 econs in the main, which I think made the deck 46 cards. I cut those since then just to make it more consistent. I would side those because playing into a board with econs is insane, then fusing with your opponent's shit is even better. But, this is just kind of where we're at. In a fire format, this card is just fucking insane. Because, like, Snake Eye Ash, Snake Eye Oak, Snake Eye Birch, all this shit doesn't do anything to this card at all. You know what I mean? So, it's just something to know. So, I really enjoyed playing this list, and I'll see you guys later. Cheers.